So this is a bit of a sing-along song.
How does it go?
And then a little bit of help Stephen. When I give you a nudge, can you play children?
Okay.
Okay. So what we need is a bit of truck, 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 truck. Okay, that's good. Okay, and then what's going to happen is, I don't know how this will work. I'm going to indicate by putting my leg up in the air, and if you shout, "Don't use a truck."
Don't use a truck.
Don't use a truck.
Okay. Alright. It's like Dad's arm. Okay.
This week has been interacting with natural materials. You know, we've been working with local sand, local clay, straw, lime. You know, fundamental, simple building blocks for shelter. So we're reinvestigating our relationship to that stuff, and you know, we can see documented in the past that our ancestors worked with that stuff all the time. So I'm curious about what happens to us when we start reinserting ourselves into that line. So I'm asking the questions to people like, what do you think about that? What does it mean to you?
It's called a truck. Truck.
Truck.
It's called a truck.
Moving up to bling the byre, basically the dark room that some people love sleeping in and some people never take a second look in it.
Mixing sand and lime. Lift my hands just before it goes to Jesus.
There's loads of brilliant skills that get applied up here.
Please stop laughing.
Trucks come in many sizes. Mine one is quite weak. Useful when you want to move faster from A to B. It's called a truck. What's it called? It's called a truck.
So it's good to know different people came from different backgrounds about how they do things in different ways.
It's just a great space to sit in. Like, it really warms my heart when everybody hogs this space too long. We make them tell a story because that's a tradition now. That's what happens now.
And I think there's a sufficient amount of culture here amongst us all, telling stories, singing songs, looking after each other. And actually, you know, I think the perceived adversity of being out in the outdoors is actually really good, you know. It's good that we get wet, it's good that we get cold, it's good that we get woken up at 3 in the morning by stags bellowing. I mean, you know, I like the fact that it's not completely controlled, you know. It's a chance to feel wild, you know.
Well, if you're feeling lonely, you can just pretend. Paint a little face on your truck and suddenly you've got a friend. It's called a truck. What's it called? Or a bucket.
It's a great venue an opportunity to work with natural materials and forward-thinking ideas in terms of sustainable living in community.
Baby, come pull the catch as one. Pull the catch as one.
Yeah, because I was finding myself stuck in the house all the time. And when the opportunity came around, I grabbed it. With doing work on weekends, it's been a lot more challenging.
I love the fact that it's all volunteers when we get up on those weekends. Everybody's equal, wearing the same clothes, just all in on an equal level. I think that's magic.
I've seen countless amounts of volunteers coming through who have made like lasting friendships.
When we made this place, I think blood, sweat and tears.
One of those things, you can't do it on your own, you need a lot of people to move a tree across a river, especially 12, 20 trees.
Where people take really great care in what stone they're going to put in, because they know it's their stone or it's their section of the wall.
Pull the catch as one.
Is it possible for people to have developed skills or a deepening of relationship here to translate that somehow back to their experience in the city? It's a really big question. Certainly for Venture Scotland's part, the idea of having a 6-month community stage would be to try and forge those links together.
It's very useful for people wanting to change their lives, really. So I love that part about the Venture Scotland programme, the journey.
Qualities such as curiosity, self-reliance, being aware, having a sensorial engagement with one's surroundings can definitely translate back to the city.
If someone was coming here for the first time, they'd maybe think they went back in time.
Is there a place for passing down the stories? It's what we do all the time. It's only recently that there's not been it's not been accepted that stories are going to be told.
But I also think Scotland has a really rich past heritage. It has some balls. It has some juice.
Heritage is very, very connected to landscape, and I think it's the land that makes us, and the mistake we've made as a humanity is that we try and make the land.
Is the story going to have a happy ending? In the fullness of time, Ben Starrett will be flat, and the Bothy will have become little granules of sand. Does it have a happy ending? Yes. It's just a very long story.
Pull the catch as one. Pull the catch as one. Pull the catch as one.